You know you want that low. There we go. Just like we outlined it. Now let's talk about some runners. All right, I'm short inside this 2-minute fair value gap, inside of this down close candle. Stop loss, since it's Asia, I can have a little bit of a wider stop, but it's really not that wide because it's Asia, so the volatility is a little less. And I'll take a small portion off at this sell side should I get it. Haven't closed past consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. Haven't closed past mean threshold of this breaker. So on the 5-minute, it's doing things that I like. If we take out this low, we have to get through this down close candle first, which is a bullish order block. If we're in a buy program, we have to eat through that. But I'm watching to see if we can get speed underneath this low. And this will tell me everything I need to know about the trade that I'm currently in. So right here, tag that low. Do we get fast, energetic displacement, strong down close candle underneath this low? I don't want it to just be a wick. And then this down close candle here, should we close beneath it, I'll be treating this as a potential breaker because we have a high, low, higher high. Down close candle in between your two highs here. Should we get beneath it, I want to see this be used as resistance. Same thing that we talked about with this candle here. So let me see. I'm going to take off this candle just so I can illustrate this. That's the speed that I like to see. But I want to see us stay heavy. I want to see how this candle closes in the next 20 seconds. But that's exactly the speed that I'm looking for. This signature right here, perfect. That's exactly what you want to see. Risk-free trade. I'm going to wait to see if my partial gets hit, and then we'll talk about other targets and all that. But I'm watching to see if this first partial can get tagged first. Fair value gap, I want to see majority of that stay open. This candle was very energetic, very fast. Okay, I don't want to see us trade in the upper half of it. My stop loss is also above mean threshold of the breaker, which is what I like. Drawing it all the way through, you can see midpoint, my stop is above that. Okay, if you're bearish, you don't want to see the upper half of premium arrays traded to. So I like where my stop's at. And then I'm watching to see, can we leave this open? If we trade into it, that's fine. I want it to work in the lower half. So I'm watching consequent encroachment and below to see if that can be used as resistance. Risk-free trade, covered about one handle just for the sake of commissions or a spread. And I'm not really interested in moving my stop until my partial gets hit. I'm not in a rush. I'm watching consequent encroachment. Don't want to see the upper half be traded to. If it's really bearish, if it's really good, it should not trade in the upper half of that fair value gap. Okay, we're in the upper half. I don't want to see it close past consequent encroachment. At this point, yes, we have the breaker, but since we display so energetically and we're this close towards the sell side, this is when I don't want to see a repricing to the breaker because we're only this far away from the objective. I'll take this off. We already talked about that. Oh shit, whoops. I meant to buy that, doggone it. I meant to just take one contract off. I sold another by accident. Oh well. just banking like a quick $50 or whatever that was. Use that. I might be the one buying Wingstop for me and the lady tonight. That one was for her. That's irritating me, seeing that red arrow right there. That's not where I wanted to sell. It's messing up the aesthetic of the chart. That's really irritating. I don't know if I have OCD, but that right there is bothering me. That's going to mess up the Instagram reel. That's irritating. What is that? 16, 15 handles or so. So I sat in front of the charts. I sat through that drawdown. I'm leaving here with something. Y'all seen that meme? I'm leaving here with something, so. Up about 700. I think I'm gonna take a little more off here, because that's $700 for Asia. That's not bad. Taking off 5 here, and I'll have 4 more contracts on should my partial get hit. I can't speak louder. This is as loud as it gets. Right, again, not worried about my stop loss, which actually should be moved at break even. I don't know why it's right there. Okay, not worried about moving my stop. It's gonna stay there until my first partial gets hit, and then I'll decide where I want to trail it. But for now, I'm just looking at my partial. I'm watching these 2 up close candles as one bearish order block. If we trade into that, the low of this up close candle all the way to the opening price, I want to see that be used as resistance to take us lower. Take this off. It's even better if NASDAQ fails to trade to the order block. That's bearish. If you're bearish, I don't even want to see premium arrays traded to. That's still signs of heaviness. So far, haven't traded to the order block. There you have it there. So I'm watching to see if there's any resistance in these 2 up close candles in its entirety. But the most sensitive price point's right here. So that's what I'm watching. Trading back up in that fair value gap. The last up close candle in itself is an order block. Okay. This is one complete order block, the last 2 up close candles, but this up close candle in itself is also an order block. So that opening price right there. That's also sensitive as well. You can see the body's closing right at it. I like what we did here as far as forming relative equal lows. This low here, now we have this low. So that, in my opinion, it's just generating more sell side. Okay, retail traders seeing this as support, your typical double bottom. Obviously, we don't subscribe to that idea, so we're looking for exactly what we're getting here. I also like how NASDAQ failed to reach what? Consequent encroachment of that CB. If you're bearish, you don't want to see the upper half of this traded to. So I'm not worried about this retracement higher. I'm not scared. I'm not thinking about closing my position. we have the order block, and I'm watching. Do we leave the upper half unfilled? We traded up, strong bullish candle, not worried about it. Do we trade in the upper half? Nope, can't even reach consequent encroachment. And then you get this displacement here. And we have relative equal lows now. So that's an even stronger magnet than just the single low down here. Stop loss is not being moved. I don't care about my stop. It's already risk-free. Taking off two more. Nice, Tremaine. Nice partial right before that displacement higher. Oh, let me change this before it puts me in long. So I took off two more right there. So about just eyeballing it. Took off two more at about 20 handles. So now we have like a triple bottom. See these equal lows here? Relatively equal. And we also have that same low I've been targeting all session. So we have sell side that in my opinion is just way, way too clean. How often do you see the market leave lows like this intact for long? So I want to see us run against that. See you, Jen. It's been long overdue, I tell you. I appreciate it, but have a good night. I like this displacement. I'm going to trail my stop now. Anything above this high after getting this displacement, I'm personally not interested in. So the high of this fair value gap comes in at 75.25. 75.5 is my stop. One tick above the high of this fair value gap. And that's about 10 handles locked in profit with 7 contracts. That's not bad. This is going to be a long video to edit. And this is why when I was sitting in this drawdown here, not having the fear of getting stopped out, okay, I went short here and had to weather all this drawdown. But because I'm not scared of getting stopped out, I don't care if it hits my stop loss. The main thing that we focus on in this Discord is managing your risk. So what's the point of being scared for your stop loss if you're managing your risk? It's pointless. So price could have easily ran for my stop, stopped me out, and I'll just look for another setup or re-entries, no big deal. But keeping risk at bay and just submitting to the trade idea, and then price ends up doing what I want to see, which is displacing lower. Still waiting to see. NASDAQ's hanging around those equal lows. It knows it wants to get down there. It's just playing with me. There you go. A little bit more. You know you want that low. There we go. There's my partial. Just like we outlined it. Now let's talk about some runners. Let's make sure I don't forget to change this. Yeah, we could start spamming those W's in the chat now. Long overdue. It's been a while. But I think I want to get out of here. I'll be honest with y'all. It's already 8:18, 7:18 my time. But I don't know how long it's going to take for these partials to get hit. This video is already long enough. I have a lot to edit on YouTube sitting through all this. But just know when I get off of here, my stop loss is staying at 675.50. And here are my partials should NASDAQ want to get really animated to the downside. I'm looking at all of these.